Communication has to be practically functional or it's nothing. The art of effective communications, effective social communication in the arena when it counts. You have to know, you have to self assess and know how long, how rigid your leash is. That's going to be predicated, I've said it before in my talks, and I'll say it again, on your phenotype, your height, your temperament, and how you've been conditioned down through the years. All the engrams that have been inculcated by your conditionings are now coming back as now like a monkey. Bunch of monkeys in the corner of your mind that come back to haunt at the worst possible time. I offer a new way, a different way of assessing things, social, in all context within the social arena, all context under the tensions, the full stressors, and the consequences, intended and unintended, for which I wish I could say something different. But the truth, in my experience, is you are responsible for everything. The full consequence of everything, the full responsibility, I should say, of all of that, the consequences, the unintended consequence, is you, the individual actor. To win it or to lose it. There is no such thing as fairness. There's no such thing as legitimate, upfront, honest competition. There's always a lot of hidden premises, a dearth of information. That's why leverage is very important. If you're a disenfranchised man, if you're an invisible man, if you're a short, small, ugly man, you've got so many stigmas, so many scars on you that are apparent to your other social performers who observe you or are in competition with you. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Never trust anybody's promise to perform unless you have sufficient leverage on them. The leverage can be covert or overt. You have to be coming in from a position of strength. If you come in from a position of weakness, then you can appeal to humanism. You can appeal to compassion. And you can hope for luck. You can say, along with an individual I knew, I'm a good person. Why is all this bad luck happening to me? Tony Robbins will tell you, if you do the right thing, but it's the wrong time, it's going to come. We live in a world full of pithy sayings, seemingly sage advice that coming from those who profess to know and really don't know. They know a bunch of generalities, a bunch of fundamental truisms, but they're good marketeers. I've said it before and I'll say it again. They're wonderful marketeers. And in my experience, the only thing that really matters when all else is said and done, when the ash is on the table, when it comes down to the payoff, and whether the payoff will be a phony payoff, a sentimental payoff, a bullshit payoff, or the real payoff. What's the real payoff? Monetary gain? Hot genitals driving satisfaction. And with all that encompasses, I've talked about that before. It's not a game here. This is dog down, right down in the gutter, where it should be spoken. It's as tough, it's as realistic, it's as balls to the wall as that. And if there's any variation from those premises, from that fundamental premise, I've never seen it. It can seem to contradict that, what I'm saying on the surface, because of good sales, because of obligation, because of wanting to be a nice guy and make nice. You're okay, I'm okay. But if you asserted yourself, if you saw deeply and you asked yourself the right questions, and you postured yourself correctly in your social situation with the right armor, with the right, accurate, cold reading of that situation, and may I say, you can only say or do socially what your appearance, your personality, your phenotype, your height will let you do, and the way you appear, your dress, and your material backup, or how you can lie about that material backup and sell it. It's not an even playing field. You're fighting for your life for parity, and you won't get it. And the only one who can speak about fairness is the man who can fight for it. When the weak man talks, he says, let's look at the human values. Let's be fair. I'm okay, you're okay. You win, I win. Let's compromise. Let's make a deal. Everybody wins. Everybody's a good fellow. You can only say that if you come from a position of strength. Or like Doc Thompson says, verbal judo, the gentle art of persuasion. But it helps if you look like Doc Thompson. It helps if you have all that experience in the martial arts that Doc Thompson has. It helps, in other words, if you're chameleon, which is the actor, which is the showman, socially, has a good, strong cobra to back it up, that can strike when at least expected, when it's functional to do so. I didn't say appropriate, functional to do so, because you and you alone as the individual can decide whether you have been insulted, whether this is a case of verbal abuse. Verbal abuse doesn't stand. It can't stand. I spoke about that before. You make the decision. You know when you've been insulted. You know when something's wrong. And don't look to anybody else to help you. If you need a hand, Terry Cole Whitaker said it best, and I agree with her. If you need a hand, look at the end of your own arm. That's the only hand you'll ever get. You heard Allstate say, jump into the friendly hands of Allstate. When you jump, when I jumps into those friendly hands, the hands open up. And I comes crashing thud right into the concrete face first. And eating that concrete don't taste good, buddy. Straight shooting. You have to fight, dog down, one way or another, for everything you want. Women understand this. Women are excellent at evading, making excuses, double talking, swinging a sweet personality. It's called lathering your ass with a sweet personality and sweet perfume promises to perform. But the bottom line I found is, you ready? Pussy waits on no man. Pussy not had at the time is never had. It's as simple and brutal as that. It's a hardcore fact. You got no friends out there. You're in here. You're gonna fight for your life. When you come to the nightclub, and this is not me saying it, you may think, what's this short, ugly, fat, ugly man with a big face and a fat belly and a bald head? What the hell is he doing talking? Well, I heard this from a quote-unquote Lothario, nightclub Lothario stud muffin. And the stud said, when you hit the nightclub, and you're competing for the attention of and confirmation of the women. It's each man for himself. I'll let that sink in. It's each man for himself. Dog down. The biggest lie ever been told is that women are compassionate. If you look like me, you try to sell compassion to any woman, they'll walk away laughing. They'll mock behind your back. And they'll laugh on your ass behind your back and take your money. They'll take you, buddy, and then spend your money on a stud. And you'll watch that. And there's not a damn thing you can do about it. You can complain, you can yell, you can scream, but the bottom line is there's not a damn thing you can do about it. That gets back to those hot genital strivings. And it gets back to what I said before. If you see those hot genital strivings hitting, you'd better catch it. You'd better expose that woman quickly out there in the environment. And you better be the first one to strike. You let her go. Fuck her. You let her go. And you have to think that 10 cents a dozen. Circulate, play the numbers. It's the only way. Let her go. Fuck her. You can't fight, swim up against Niagara Falls. Let her go. There's others. You got to think, and if you figure, well, I've invested, you chose to spend that money on her. You chose, my friend, to invest in her. And you have to look at it this way, the investment didn't pay off. But you have to be aware of that every step of the way with this woman. Every step of the way you have to ask yourself, how am I doing right now? He has to step back. You can only do this if you're not addicted. You don't addict yourself to the presence of this woman. Like our poor friend Eddie Fisher with Elizabeth Taylor. And he brought upon himself a world of hurt. I read it. I'm familiar with Eddie Fisher. I've read his biography, so that's how I know. You're opening yourself up to a world of hurt, my friend. And you did it. There's always a Richard Burton. Waiting down the line, there's always a Richard Burton. Pressing at your heels. And you'll have to ask yourself, can I afford to pay the price? Everything has a price. I had an uncle, real asshole. 5 feet 1 inches of asshole, but he's very, very wealthy man. Not an uncle by marriage. A two-bit, a second-rate uncle. 5 feet 1 inches of 5 feet 1 inches of little man. And he said to me, Sonny, who foots the bill? How does the bill get paid? Who foots it? And then he picked out a wad of money in his hand. Listen to this story. A wad of money, hundreds in it. He's just a kid. And he slams his fist down on the table. He says, boom, he slams that fist down on the table. And he says, Sonny, I'm going to ask you a question, Sonny. What have I got? What has Uncle got in his hand? What do you see, Sonny? What has Uncle got in his, clenched in his fist? What do you see, Sonny? I said, Uncle, I see you got some money in your fist, that's all. And he looked at me. You're nothing, Sonny. You're nothing. I said, what do you mean, Uncle? He said, you're looking, you see money there. When I hold this money, it's power. It says Uncle can go wherever the hell he wants. Uncle walks in the front door. You walk in the back door, Sonny. You're finished. You're through. It's a pay-as-you-go world, Sonny. Now all I'm going to say is I'm going to take this money, put it back in my pocket. If you reach for the money, I break your hand. That was the advice. It was good advice. When I heard it at that time, I thought Uncle was nuts. But down through the years, I found out how right he was. You say this means Uncle gets respect. This means Uncle is instantly confirmed. Everybody wants to be with Uncle. And Uncle can tell. Uncle's the one they all come to for advice. Uncle don't know no more than anybody else. He knows how to make money. He's a good profiteer. But other than that, his advice only counts for something because Uncle has a buck. You get my drift? And then Uncle said, Sonny, be a good boy. Be good. Do good. You will have good. Mind you, Mama. Respect you, Mama. What else can you Uncle tell you? Now get the hell out of here. I'll shake your hand, Sonny. Put the money back in my own pocket and say, Sonny, have a nice day and good luck to you. Another uncle. Sonny, don't come to us for anything if you're a little man, if you don't have your own. Sonny, each has their own, and none has the time. No one will know you, Sonny. And I bowed my head. I was humble, compliant, and meek. And I should have said, Uncle, who in the fuck do you think you are? Who am I, Uncle? Who the fuck do you think you are talking to me like that? You give the respect where the respect is deserved. That's the point. The worst thing a man can have, I know that now. I wish I'd have known it 50 years ago. To have on his epitaph, here lies the body of a nice guy. He was humble. He was compliant. He's a man of peace. You're okay, I'm okay. You win, I win. Let's make a compromise. Everybody gets something. Nobody can have it all. But then comes Mr. Sinatra, who says two things that are absolutely correct. One, I'm not a drinking man myself, but I'm talking to the symbol of it. Life is nothing, religion, and life is nothing but a bottle of Jack and whatever gets you through the day, baby. And then Frank said, the winner is the man or the woman who takes and ends up with all the marbles. And he's called the Cheech, the chief, the leader, the Goomba. Are you ready? And then you have idiots like Tony Robbins who sell you a bill of goods and make multi-millions on that lie. Now, let's talk about something that really matters. Man, the eternal wolf to man. If it's to be, if it's ever to be, it's up to me. If it gets done, I'm the one. Terry Cole Whitaker. Big bullshitter. But in this religious, pseudo-religious bullshitter, In this, she was correct. And the lawyer, Leonardo T. Radamule, the Honorable Leonardo, he said, and he was correct too. That's Terry's husband, by the way, one of Terry's husbands, and a reverend. And he say, in law, you got to get that man's arm and take it before you make demand, and pull that arm to the breaking point. Right to the breaking point, and then make demand. You have to, point is, of all of this, you have to come in with leverage. You have to know yourself. And in many, many ways, the less said, the better. Don't expose yourself. Keep your emotional, intellectual guard up at all times. Don't believe it until it's demonstrated, until it's proven it's not true. And it's not true until you can put it in testable, verifiable form. And you can question and you keep questioning it. Never trust yourself. And definitely never trust your other social performer unless you have a lot of leverage on him to guarantee performance. Otherwise, he'll renege. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Following, Doc Thompson was right in Verbal Judo. He said, what's the primordial that trumps everything? Even biology. The environment, of course, is one, but there's another one. It's called the greed principle. What's in it for me? What do I stand to gain or lose? And particularly with a woman, if you're an ugly man, then you may come in as a sugar daddy. And you have to realize you're an ugly man, you're short, you're ugly. And if you have ED, erectile dysfunction, and impotence on top of that, and you're not in shape, you're going to pay. And you have to gird yourself on this one truism. It's as true as you need air to survive, oxygen to survive. And here it comes, here it is. I have to share this woman. That means you be in control of everything, know the woman. That means you do not become addicted to her presence. There are others. If you have the money, you're the boss. Let her go. You control your investment. You have to grab your balls and hold on to them. Your money is your power. Never forget that. When the hot stud comes along, the stud muffin and all that other crap, you let her go. Fuck her. Let her go. There's others. You let her go. Don't be a schmuck who continues to foot the bill while some other prick is balling your girlfriend. You hear what I'm telling you? Your so-called girlfriend. Is a tough, cold, hard motherfucker of a reality out there. I had another buddy. I was having a tough time with a woman, a real tough time. And it's obvious the way I look, my height, my fat belly, my big face. The guy's having a tough time. And the unresolved ED problems. I'm straight shooting, buddy. I was having a tough time. And I said, Big D, when I strike out with this woman, it was coming so hard to me. Every moment, every little piece of contact was coming so hard. And what kept me in the game, this was in the 70s, the sexual revolution, by the way, is this woman, a beard, gave all the appearance of being a free spirit, a free sexual spirit. I was going to get in on some of that free love, quote unquote, which isn't free. And took and found that for a lot of us, the sexual revolution went further in words and philosophy than it did in deeds. Still, the requirements were still there. You couldn't get around them. The TDH comes first. The prick comes first. The jerk comes first over your so-called nice guy. Nice guy finished last. And I said, Big D, when I strike out with this woman, will you give me a consolation, Big D? And Big D looked at me and he said, the world does not give consolations to losers. And neither does Big D. Now I'm going to tell you, you have a wonderful New Year and a great Christmas. I got to get the hell out of here. I got some nice poon waiting on me, buddy. I got places to go and things to do. I said, Big D, will you back me? And he said flat, no. The world will not back you as a loser. The world will not back you or reward your behavior as a loser. And neither will Big D. And now I'm going to tell you, put up or shut up. And but you have a nice, happy New Year.